That's right. Are we on? Can you hear us, Lou? Thank you. And good, welcome, everyone. My oldest brother, Franny's birthday, April 16th. He's 83 today. And this is our regular meeting of the Danvers Board of Selectmen for April 16th. And if Cardinal would, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Gardner. Madam Clerk, item number 1, please.
Approval of the minutes of April 2nd and April 4th of 2024.
Is there a motion?
I move we approve both minutes of April 2nd and April 4th.
Second.
Made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It is a vote. Thank you.
New public business.
If there is new public business, please limit comments to 2 minutes or less. Do not ask for a vote from the board. This is for citizens to inform us of information that they wish to be conveyed to the board. Are there any? Yes.
Nova Yosemite Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. So this weekend coming up is the townwide cleanup, and I was just curious if there's any plan or anything to clean up parts of town that volunteers can't get. Like Route 114 is kind of gross with the litter, but volunteers can't go out on 114 and clean it up. So I didn't know if that's a state thing or if the DPW, I have no idea. I just wasn't sure if there was some way to clean up more than just what we do as volunteers.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Steve, have you any comment on that?
So 114 is a state roadway. Erica DiDonato in our DPW department is coordinating the effort at sites across town. But I would imagine that keeping people away from unsafe areas is probably top of the list. So schools and parks and the rail trail are key locations. But we could certainly, if there's a particular section of 114 you'd like to have engineering conveyed back to DOT, we can certainly do that. Yeah.
Bill, were you gesturing to speak? Mr. Bradstreet? You don't have to.
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. The town manager's asked if there was a specific area of 114. My only answer, which you saw me waving my hands, was take your pick.
Right. Thank you. Anything further from citizen comments? Madam Clerk, proceed, please.
Item 3 has been withdrawn. They may come back at another time, but they're going to reschedule.
Do we need any action from the board?
We do not.
Thank you. Proceed, please.
Sure. The board will consider applications by Bonnie Carr, Event Coordinator, North Shore Agricultural and Technical School, 565 Maple Street, for 3 one-day wine and malt licenses for the following events. Saturday, May 18, 2024, from 6 to 10, the Larkin Gala on the lawn under a tent on the South Campus. Thursday, June 6, 2024, from 4 to 7 p.m. for Leeds Pitch Day at Smith Hall. And Wednesday, June 12, 2024, from 3 to 6 p.m. for retirement celebration at Smith Hall.
Welcome, Bonnie. Would you please identify yourself and keep your voice up, Bonnie, because we're being televised.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bonnie Carr, and I am the Director of Workforce Development at Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical School.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to speak to each of your 3 events, Bonnie?
Sure. So these 3 events have happened in the past and have been approved by the board. The first event is the annual Larkin Gala. This event is about a 200-person event. The event was established to raise money and create awareness for the Larkin Cottage rebuild project that is taking place currently and is nearing completion on our South Campus. Catherine Larkin was an alumni of Essex Aggie and attended the homemaker school there. She eventually became a nurse and was in the military and unfortunately was killed in World War II. And this is also a legacy for her family, and just to remember Catherine Larkin and the sacrifice that she made for our country. The Larkin Cottage will be a 200-person event hall, but more importantly, it will be a museum for the agricultural community. We have many artifacts that have been brought out of the original Larkin Cottage and in Smith Hall that will be on display in the Larkin Cottage as it starts to be completed. Right now, we're pretty close to getting it completed, and the inside is in the works. So it'll be a really beautiful building on the campus and will be used as a multi-use building.
A type of museum.
Yeah, well, in agricultural, we have a lot of artifacts from the agricultural school that have been either in storage or they originally were in that small Larkin cottage that was on the campus that wasn't to code. So that's how it kind of originally started. So we had all of those removed and put into storage in Smith Hall, and they'll be on display in the Larkin cottage once it's finished.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Item number 2.
Yes. So last year was the first year that we hosted, and hopefully this will be a second. The Leads group is a group in Massachusetts, and they have been currently focusing on the North Shore and the Merrimack Valley for the last 5 cohorts. We are currently finishing cohort 5 in the Leads program. The purpose of the Leads program is to cause a positive social impact across many different sectors that we all know are in need of attention, such as housing, workforce development, healthcare, childcare, many different areas within our sectors that are in need of assistance. So the Leads groups are a recommended group of local leaders that has a real passion for affecting positive change. And this group began its kickoff in September and has been meeting every other month within the North Shore and also kind of in the Cambridge area. It's a program that's run through Harvard Business School, but the changes that come through the Leads action when it happens can be significant. So the people that are in the project now will be promoting their pitch, which means they'll promote their idea of how they would like to create an area of social impact, and that will move forward into next year. So the pitch day is a completion ceremony of celebration of getting everything done, and then those cohorts will continue to work together. One of the projects that was local last year was some work that was done in the North Shore Children's Museum in Peabody. That was done by one of the local cohorts that came out of the Leads project, and there have been multiple others.
Bonnie, what is a cohort, please?
A cohort is a group of people that are having a common goal.
Do you want to proceed to your third item?
Sure. So the third event is the retirement and acknowledge celebration for some of the Essex Tech administrators. The teachers' retirement party is at a separate location, but for the last few years, we've been able to have the administrators' retirement party in Smith Hall. It's usually, a relatively small gathering in comparison to the Larkin Gala of 200 people, but it would probably be, I'd say, up to about 50 people that would come, the retirees and their families, of course, and then any of the administrative team and any teachers are welcome to attend as well. It usually involves some speeches that touch upon the accomplishments of the administrators that are retiring and, just good well wishes.
Very clear. There may be some questions or comments if you don't mind staying there.
Sure.
Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I know you've come before us in the past with similar events. Sounds like they're well thought out and they're annual occurrences now. And I wish you success.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Maureen?
Hi, Bonnie. How do people go about buying tickets for the gala?
So the Larkin Gala is up on our website. If you go to the Essex Tech website, you'll see, I think there's one of the, a button that you can click on that says Larkin, and it will bring you to everything that is happening for the Larkin Gala and the Larkin Cottage build-out project as well. So tickets can be there's a link on there that will take participants to Eventbrite to purchase tickets.
Wonderful. The building looks nice.
It's really going,
coming
it's
along
beautiful
nicely.
now. It's an amazing project. And it was all with, as I was saying earlier, before I was up here, with the assistance of unions and a lot of our local contractors that partner with us for opportunities for co-op for the students and others. That has been a student-based project across all of the construction cluster students. So it's been
wonderful.
really, really a beautiful project for them.
Good luck, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Gardner?
Hi. Again, you've come before us multiple times. I do have to ask, because I always ask, who's going to be serving? Are they tip certified? And what's the liquor controls you're going to have in place?
Sure. So we always have our events catered, if you will, by North Shore bartenders. All of the tips information for the bartenders that work there are included in the application packet, as well as the liquor liability insurance. So the bartenders, when they're tip certified, they are trained to, kind of make sure that they are aware of if a person seems to be having had too much to drink, they will not let the person continue. That's kind of the way that they do it in restaurants and all of the other functions in hotels as well.
I'm all set with that. And then your Larkin Gala is on the lawn under a tent. Do you want to put a rain date in here if necessary, or now's the time?
Yeah.
If needed.
Yeah, so I think if we were to have a rain date, it would probably be the following Friday, which would be, I'm going to just take a quick pick here.
You don't have to rush.
Okay. So maybe that would be the 24th. Is May 24th a Friday, if that's what it is? Or maybe we should say the 25th, because it could be the following Saturday. Give a chance to set up everything.
You take your time and decide which, Kathy, do you know which day is which?
The 25th is a Saturday.
It is.
Yeah.
You want the 25th?
I think it would have to be the 25th, because it won't really fly on a Sunday because people have work the next day and they like to come out for a night for a special event. So I think the 25th of May would be the optimum rain date.
Thank you.
Thank you for reminding us of that.
The other ones appear to be inside the building, so I didn't think that was necessary, but if you want to offer dates for those too.
We don't need to because of the rain date. So Smith Hall will be where both of those events are going to be held, and they'll be in the Assembly Hall within Smith Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Any further comments from members of the board? Any public comments? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the applications as presented with the addition of May 25th as a rain date to the Saturday, May 18th Larkin Gala event.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second,
With the motion made and seconded, all in favor?
aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Bonnie, for coming tonight.
Thank you very much, everyone.
The board will consider applications by Louis George, event coordinator for the Danvers Historical Society at 11 Page Street for 3 one-day wine and malt licenses for the following events at Glen Magna Farms on the following dates: Tuesday, June 18, 2024, from 5 to 8, Summer Music Beer Garden with a rain date of June 19th. Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024, from 5 to 8, Summer Music Beer Garden with a rain date of July 24. Tuesday, August 27, 2024, from 5 to 8 p.m., Summer Music Beer Garden with a rain date of August 28th.
Thank you, Kathy. Louis, I don't know, you could just mention say what you like.
Sure. Okay. Well, good evening. Thank you. My name is Louis George. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the Danvers Historical Society. I'm also the chair of our Events and Media Committee. And so I'm here tonight for the application for our summer beer gardens. And can't believe it's now it's been in our 4th year of doing our summer beer gardens at Glen Magna Farms. And we created this really as the idea of to have a community event, really to help, to bring people to Glen Magna to visit the Danvers Historical Society property, and people who may not necessarily have come to our events in the past. And so we've really had a great showing over the years. We've had people who live in the neighborhood, families, people coming from out of town. maybe people who were married at Glen Magna years ago, or those who will be getting married here. So we provide at the event, I said, there's music at the event. We have, so for our 3 events on June 18th, we have open mic, which is being coordinated by Ron Sarro, who's the president of the Linfield Historical Society. In July, we have Decades of Rock, and in August, we have Stroke of Luck. Tickets are available on our website, danvershistory.org, and also there's a link to Eventbrite where you can purchase the tickets. They're $10 each, and again, it provides a great opportunity for people to enjoy Glen Magna. It provides some additional fundraising opportunity as well to help maintain the property. At the event, there'll be craft beer and ciders, as well as soft drinks, as well as snacks that will be available for purchase. That's from Vinwood, who's our caterer over at Glen Magna. In terms of a couple of the logistics as well, in terms of all the servers are tip certified. Heather Palm, who's our director of events, she typically coordinates the bartending area. I'm tip certified as well, and you'll usually see me at the front checking IDs. We do have a 100% ID check, so if someone does want to drink at the event, they do have to show their ID. They can be 25 or they can be 85. If they show their ID, they get a wristband. And so if they want to drink, we do an ID check. And pretty much we just tell people it's like Fenway Park. If you're going and purchasing a beer or something, you show your ID. So we find that that's worked pretty well over the years. And so I think it's a great event. We're looking forward to it and happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Lou. Maureen, questions, comments?
No, I think it's a great event. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I've attended some of these in the past. It's a fun time out on the lawn, and wish you success, and especially good weather.
That's
A nice summer evening out on the
hopefully
lawn.
a nice summer evening. Over the years, we've actually incorporated, we've added a rain day for the next day, but it's fingers crossed.
That's right. All right, well, wish you the best.
Thank you.
That it, Matt? Thank you. Gardner?
Looking forward to the events, but I am going to recuse myself from voting on this issue. I have a direct impact. I have direct relationship with
Okay.
this.
Public comment? Hearing none, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion for the following dates: June 18th, July 23rd, and August 27th, Summer Music Beer Garden at Glen Magna.
As presented.
As presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It is a vote. Thank you, Louis.
One abstain, please.
Oh, yes,
Got it.
and one abstention.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lou.
You guys don't have to stay if you don't want. All right.
Thank you, Bonnie. Good night.
The town manager will report to the board on various items of interest.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just a couple of items, and I'll give it right back to the clerk if she wants to provide an election update, but just a few items on my end. First, we wrapped up the budget review with the Finance Committee last week. Over the course of 3 nights, the Finance Committee reviewed the Select Board budget and passed it on favorably as presented to town meeting. We'll start the warrant review with the Finance Committee next week on the 22nd and the 24th, with a fallback date on the 25th if we can't complete the warrant review in 2 nights on our way to the May town meeting. We also got some information last week. The House Ways and Means Committee released their budget. The state aid numbers in that budget were within about $100,000 of the revenue estimates that we had, which across a $10 million revenue line is well within the margin of error. So things are lining up well on the budget front. And we'll move forward with the warrant and again and make our way to town meeting. On the back of the agenda, you'll note there's an Arbor Day event scheduled for April 26th at 10 a.m. at Great Oaks School. Annually, that's a fun event, and all are welcome to attend that. And just a reminder also on the back, and I think related to the election update, but our next regular meeting of the board will be on Thursday the 9th rather than Tuesday the 7th because of local elections. And then looking a little further ahead, we're planning to have the presentation from the staff and the consultant on the strategic plan at our May 21st meeting, after town meeting. Happy to take any questions.
Steve, can you remind board members as to who's attending which dates for the budget and warrant article review?
I did not bring that with me, but you can email that around tomorrow morning.
Sure.
I have
think
Monday covered.
you had 2 dates that you were willing to take.
I took one of the finance committee last week, and I have Monday the 11th.
Okay.
The 22nd as
Matt,
mine.
Matt, do
I'm
you
doing, I'm doing
remember?
the 30th, David.
I'm sorry, Maureen?
I was doing the 30th, I thought, right?
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. No, Matt and I switched.
Sure, so who has
Yeah.
what?
So Matt did the 10th for me, because I had a commitment.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Matt did the 10th for me, and then I was gonna take his, was it 24th?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I forget what I'm doing.
you're not. The 22nd, 24th, I think that was it, wasn't
This
it?
is 25th
so I
if
don't-
Oh, it's the
necessary.
25th,
Yeah,
yes.
You can
Sorry,
take the
right.
rain date, David.
I will, I'll take
Okay.
whatever the rain date is, but you gotta remind me.
I will.
Okay. Any further discussion from, you said that with matters, items of interest, that wasn't very interesting.
I'm very sorry. Sometimes boring is good.
Okay, anything else, Steve?
No, sir, thank you.
I can give you an election update if you like.
Sure, that would be great.
Sure. So the annual town election is on Tuesday, May 7th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the Danvers High School Fieldhouse. The board had opted to allow vote by mail. So we have out with voters at this time, approximately 3,500 ballots have been mailed out to voters, and they've started to come back. And then in addition to that, we are going to do 1 day of in-person early voting, if anybody is interested in that. For those who don't mail a ballot back, they could come on Saturday, April 27th, from 10 to 4 p.m. In this room.
Kathy, again, what was the day of the down the field house?
Election day is Tuesday, May 7th,
Okay, thank you.
which is why our meeting is gone to the Thursday, the 9th that week.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, through you?
Yes,
When
please.
do mail-in ballots have to be postmarked or returned?
Um,
I know you can drop them off out front, but when do they have to be?
Well, they have to be returned by the
Yeah.
close of polls on Election day.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
And Kathy, the select board meeting is the 9th, May 9th.
The 9th of May. Which is a Thursday.
I just want to make sure that I usually get a call from Steve or Ann at about 5 minutes of 7, asking me to wake up. I would just as soon
I
bypass.
believe it's going to be a 6:30 start.
I'll bypass that, the telephone call,
Okay.
and I'll just show up May 9th. Bill, you got it? Oh, thank you.
And then we can move back to the agenda. Correspondence, select board new business, previous new public business, updates, select board closing comments.
Matt?
Before we do
Oh.
that, I motion we approve the consent calendar.
Yes, sorry, thank you.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Maureen. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It is a vote. And I also should mention that our colleague Dan Bennett is not here tonight. He and his wife are in Greece celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary. Congratulations, Dan. I don't know if you can hear us. Thank you. And Jan, not just Dan. The two-part system. Where are we?
We're doing closing comments.
Oh, Matt, have you closing comments?
I'm all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Maureen?
What was it, last week I attended the first annual Thorpe School Talent Show, and it was pretty cute, with the kids. The teachers did a little skit too at the beginning, and I think it was wonderful, and, for kids to get up there and sing or dance, do a cheerleading event, and just kudos to the Thorpe School. It was fun. It was a fun event to attend. That's it, David. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Garrett, do you have?
Sure. Thank you for the election information. I serve at the will of the citizens, and I've been a proud volunteer for more than 2 decades on the Airport Committee, Municipal Light, Chair of the Affordable Housing Committee, town meeting member, and 18 years on this board as a select board member. So I just wanted to, reflecting on that, I was a chairman multiple times. As I reflect on those 18 years, we've seen a lot of growth in Danvers. We've, since I've been on the board, we've seen a new high school, a new middle school, Smith School rebuilt, the passing of the rail trail in support of the dog park, which is, as I reflect on 18 years, there are times when things are very controversial. And I can remember a time when the rail trail was a controversy and the dog park was a controversy, but now you wouldn't think a bit about it, and you would defend every bit of the rail trail or the dog parks and many other things that have happened over 18 years. We've had a new town manager hired in the time I've been here, bought the Hobart lot, and done a lot in town to rebuild the infrastructure. And we've also had some obviously bad experiences in town. We had the explosion the first year I came on board down at the port. We've had signs, inappropriate signs on town property that kind of split the town for a while. And we had the unfortunate murder of Colleen Ritzer. But if in the event this is my last meeting, because again, I do serve at the will of the citizens, I just wanted to say that I want to thank my wife and my family and friends and all the supporters who've helped me through the years, the mentors that have helped me, Pat Frazier and Bill Nicholson and so many others, and just say that I've been proud of the work I've done. I don't regret a decision or vote I've made, and it's been a pleasure to serve. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gardner. I also wanted to follow up on the Maureen's comment about the school event that she went to this last week. I went to the first 8 years of Danvers Public Schools, and I grew up here a long time ago, as people know. We had some of the most wonderful, I had at Tapley School, the finest teachers in the world. Most of them were women. In fact, all except one were women, and they trained at the Salem Normal School, which was essentially a 3-year teachers college. I remember, and I could cry, Mrs. Ganley and Miss Mack especially, two of my favorite people in the whole world. And I can remember to this day being in the classrooms there. They weren't very fancy, and sometimes the windows looked like they needed to be reputtied. We didn't have lunches. There was no cafeteria. We had a delivery of milk, and then if you were like I was a brown nose, so I got to deliver the milk around to the different, I think we had 8 classrooms. It was terrific. And the same thing with Richmond Junior High School before it became Holton Richmond or switched some names. And chicken fricassee on Thursdays in the cafeteria. Some of the nicest recollections of having a really glorious world. And I look at, and I don't watch much news. I watch the elephants on YouTube and the Serengeti plains and the wildebeest and that wonderful David Attenborough he's 96 now, and he's a member of the House of Lords and those. So I don't watch the news, but I know some things in this world are not very, very nice, and people in this country have no idea how lucky we were in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s with the people that we had in this town of Danvers, and it was a great place to grow up. And finally, I can remember Park in the summertime, going to the Tapleyville Park for a Marilyn Kane, God rest her. She was one of the 3 Kane children from Collins Street, and she was the park director. And I remember doing GIMP and making things with leatherette and all. And it was a wonderful experience. I have the greatest memories, and thank you for reminding me, Maureen. That's my closing comment. Is there anything else from anybody?
Mr. Chairman, if you'll allow me to cover for Mr. Bennett, I'll remind people to see Yvette, thank Yvette. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gardner. Anything else? Hearing nothing? Motion to, what do we do this?
You just say dissolve.
Do we just dissolve?
That's it.
I don't want to get in trouble.
No, we won't have to come back to dissolve this meeting.
Okay, dissolve. Thank you all for coming.